So hey guys, today we're going to be uh, talking about Pokerogue a little bit. So I assume most of you guys watching this video are probably just not playing Pokerogue because, well, this is mostly a Master Duel channel at this point, so yeah. But I'll just go over some of the things that you might need to know if you want to start playing Pokerogue and um, just in general why Pokerogue is pretty lit. So if we go to a new game here and then go classic, so there are three modes as of currently. So we have classic, endless, and then endless play. So you can think of classic as like story mode, and then endless is just like, closer to like sandbox or late game, right? Because classic does have an ending, right? There is a final boss and all that. I'll try not to spoil too much, but alright. So if we go to classic here, as you can see, I have um, a bunch of different options to kind of get started with, right? So normally you just start with only uh, basically the starter Pokemon, right? So Bulbasaur, Charmander, Squirtle, but these guys are also considered starters because you can start your run with them. So yeah, I have most of the Mons unlocked at this point, aside from like a few rare Pokemon. And there are a few mechanics that um, are worth talking about here and there, but if you go to community here, well, how you open this menu is, I believe you press either escape, yeah, or you press M. And then we can go into community, and then we can go to wiki, and then this will just take you to the wiki, which has a lot of different information regarding the game. So if you're interested in that, you could just give that a read. So we'll try not to overlap too much with like information you would find in the wiki here. But yeah. Here you can choose a bunch of Pokemon, and as you can see with like Igg moves are essentially, uh, well, not actual like Igg moves because I don't think you can actually learn some of these moves on these Mons. But one of the cool things about Pokerogue is you can kind of force your Mons to learn moves that they should never be able to learn. So if we go back here and go to this run here, I have a bunch of mons that are like fusions and stuff. So if we go here, this is Gmax Centix, which is low kicks with Gmax Centipede Pokemon that I don't know the name of at this point. So there are a lot of different mechanics being used in this run. So notably, uh, I guess I should mention this. Shiny Pokemon increase your luck, which increases the odds of getting good things from rolls and some other things like that. Like when well, I guess it's easier to show. So if I go here, well, oops, let's go here. Oh, well, that's unfortunate, isn't it? So I should swap to begin with, so don't worry about that too much. All right. Well, I guess kind of showcase it there, but you can kind of save scum if you're feeling it. Well, that was just like a misinput, so fair play, right, guys? Also, endless. So, Wicked Blow. That one-shots that, okay. And we get a bunch of EXP. But, yeah, so all of these items here, as you can see, like right here, we have 3S luck, and that's the highest it goes. So, every single shiny gives luck, essentially, and increases the odds of rolling better on your reward screen. Like, you have a better chance of getting better items, essentially. Not really necessary, but it's just a mechanic I thought that was worth talking about. So if we do this, okay, so the mon I mostly wanted to talk about here is this Tinkaton. So this Tinkaton might look normal at first glance, right? Of course it's shiny, and I guess worth mentioning is there are 3 tiers of shiny, so we have like normal shiny, rare shiny, and then epic shiny. They just have like different palettes basically. But yeah, this Tinkaton is beyond cursed. So the moveset that I gave this Tinkaton is Runation. Leech Seed, Sulcure, and Gigaton Hammer. And the way I did this is, well, obviously, Tinkaton cannot normally learn Leech Seed, Sulcure, or Runation, and these are not Egg moves, right? Which are essentially the moves you could uh, start with on your starter Pokemon. So here we have Giga Cursed, Leech Seed, Sulcure, and Runation Tinkaton. So this is essentially how I kill uh, really difficult bosses every like uh, 250 floors or 1,000 floors. I will just hit it with the Leech Seed Sulcure Runation setup until it dies. And that is kind of the gimmicky moveset I gave my Tinkaton. And this was done by catching a Pokemon that could use Runation, teaching it Runation, teaching like a Pokemon that could learn like Leech Seed, Sulcure, or whatever. So I had to catch 3 different Pokemon and then I fused it with my Tinkaton. And then I was able to unfuse it with my Tinkaton, so unsplice. And the second Pokemon is lost when you do this. But because I did this, my Tinkaton now has this Giga Curse moveset, and this technically allows you to teach. Well, it wouldn't be necessarily easy to do so, but you can teach essentially any Pokemon, any like ability you want. You can kind of like tutor it, I guess, in a way, right? Or any moveset you want. So let's say, for example, if I fuse my Urshifu here with, let's say, uh, what's a Mon everyone knows? Let's go with Ho-Oh. So if I have Ho-Oh with Urshifu, we can then use Sacred Fire on Urshifu. And I don't have to give up like the stats or anything. So let's say there was a Pokemon with a really high base power move or something like that, but like bad stats, I could teach it to a Pokemon with higher base stats. So there's like fun things you can kind of mess around with here and like ideas like that, right? But going back to this, oh, we can in general make use of like Pokemon we could before. Like let's say my favorite Pokemon is like Geodude. Maybe Geodude doesn't get a good move that covers for its weakness. With the egg moves, generally you do get like a coverage move that covers your weakness. So for example, with let's see, I believe there was something here, right? Oh yeah, with Darkrai here, we can learn Moonblast right away, and Moonblast gives us a good way to deal with fighting type Pokemon, which you didn't really have with Darkrai before. So I can pretty easily just Moonblast onto a fighting type Pokemon to kind of deal with it, which is pretty cool. And there are a lot of Mons that kind of get like coverage moves like that to kind of, I guess, let you play your favorite Mons more. But I guess we'll just start with a run with, I guess, Charmander, and I don't know. We'll just throw in some shiny fodder. Because why not? So we have, I guess, Wilmer. And then we'll do Scraggy, I guess. Then I think I had, yeah, okay, shiny Rattata, sure. We can also, I guess, adjust the natures and stuff, which I should have done, but I mean, it is, what's done is done, right? Well, actually, we have Adamant on here or something. Nope. Brave, Naughty, Fish, Hasty, whatever. Well, I guess also worth mentioning if we just go check here. All, all Pokemon have like IVs. This is kind of a unique mechanic. This is pretty unimportant, honestly, IVs in general in this game. So IVs, essentially, this number is the amount of like vitamins you can give a Pokemon. So with attack, proteins increase your attack. So we can give our Mon here, in this case, 31 proteins because it has 31 attack IVs. That's all that is, so that doesn't actually matter that much. But it's just a thing, right? And we'll go Rattata, I guess. And Yeah. Okay, Technician. We'll get the IV Scanner for no reason in particular. Bidoof. Sure. And at the start of your runs, there's like a decent chance to be able to capture Mon, so you can just throw balls. Don't worry too much about attacking. And if you need to heal, you should heal. Palmy. We'll try catching this. Okay, we got it. And another reason to catch like this is so you end up with a full party. Having a full party is generally helpful and better. There's no real harm to doing this, I guess, right? So we're going to actually fight this. We won't use any moves here. Okay, Scratch. We got hit by a Growl. Oh, I guess worth mentioning here is that I actually took, well, not took, well, my settings right now are, they're skipping a lot of animations because it saves me a lot of time in the long run when I'm grinding Endless, so yeah, that's why we're skipping animations here. And we're able to, of course, swap Pokemon like at the start of wild encounters, but against trainers we're not able to do so, so you kind of have to be careful about that. Your rival specifically appears on specific floors, so you can use this to your advantage because they will always lead with their starter Pokemon, which is just random. So let's say our opponent's starter Pokemon is, for example, let's say Servine or whatever, so that they get Superior, or Snivy, yeah, so Superior is the Pokemon they'll end up evolving into, so in that case, Charmander would have a good matchup. So every battle before the rival, I should win that battle with, for example, Charmander if I can. So that'll give me advantage overall, right? Like that kind of idea. Here, well, I just won't be bothered too much. I won't go over like stuff that's too basic, but alright. Let's see. Okay. So the rival battle is going to be on 8, so what we can do is, if we know when the rival battle is going to be, we can get buff items like this, like Dire Hits and attacks, and this really helps. So this attack increases your attack stage by 1 for 5. Dire Hit increases crit, so we can just take this. Then if we find like one more, the battle will be like even easier, right? And we're unlucky and we got poisoned here, so that happens. If we need to heal, I guess we can always heal, so we'll just grab a Pokeball here. Okay, Puccino. Just hit it with a Bitter Blade, don't care. Smokescreen. I'll pass. And then another Dire Hit. And potions, this early in the game, you shouldn't be afraid to use them. You have 1,110. But, well, you start with 1,000, and they cost, like, 48. So, if you get really low within, like, the first, like, however many floors, you shouldn't really worry about conserving money for potions or anything like that, because the price for items scales up as you go along in the run, so just potion whenever you feel it's like necessary. So right here I'm pretty full HP after like Bitter Blade, so I wouldn't really care, so no need to really potion here. And then we have the rival here. Not very concerned with this. So we have Squirtle. So in our team we have Palmy, so I can easily take note of this. So next time, whenever we're supposed to encounter the rival, the previous battle I would win it with like Palmy, I guess, right? And then I'd have a much better matchup. So right now, it doesn't matter as much because I guess it does know Water Gun, so it matters a little bit, but whatever. We'll just kill, right? Oh wait, right, we're poisoned. Okay, it's Greggy. And the other Pokemon is Pidgey. So our rival always keeps the same kind of like party. It is random, right? So usually our rival starts with a bird and also a starter. So like instead of Pidgey, this could have been Spearow Could have been Kilowattrel, just whatever bird Pokemon. Doesn't super matter though. Okay. Also, our rival has like this thing where they typically will swap. The trainer AI specifically really likes swapping. So we can play around with AI a bit here. So notably when I sent in Scraggy, despite it being like perfectly fine to stay on to Squirtle, they swapped into a flying type Pokemon because we have fighting type here, despite it being like kinda trash to just swap, right? It's just a thing that kinda happens, but the really disgusting thing is when you're when the enemy trainer does like a swap into a ghost type Pokemon from a dark type Pokemon, making you whiff your like fighting type move. They can do things like that, so you just gotta have to be a little bit aware. But yeah, for the most part we're just fine. And every 10 floors, we get a free full heal, and we kind of move on to a different area. So right now we're in town. So we'll just, for the time being, we'll just, I guess, Dragon Dance should be fine. And we'll throw Liquidation. I believe the first time you can encounter a gym battle, which there are gym battles in this game, are going to be on floor 20 or 30. And then you can never have like gym leader fights back to back. So it's every 20 to 30. So, okay, stop trying to teach us Sonic, yep. And then here we have Candy Jar, Max Revive. I guess we'll take the Candy Jar, doesn't super matter here. Triple Axle, sure. And then my Charmander will be, I guess, full HP again. Very epic. And I guess worth mentioning is, well, let's wrap this up here, I guess. This run for the time being. We go here. All Pokemon also have passive, so as you can see, I don't have like Bulbasaur unlocked, but I do have Charmander, and Charmander's passive currently doesn't work, so N means not implemented, P means like partially implemented, like maybe the move doesn't do the thing it's supposed to. Like, let's say for example we have a move that's supposed to steal an item, but has a P on it, so this likely means that move will do damage but won't steal an item, so yeah. If we go look at a different mon, let's go to, I know a mon I have the thing unlocked on, right? We go all the way down here. We have a Koraidon with its passive Photosynthesis here. So I have Photosynthesis unlocked, and you can also use candies to reduce the costs of your mons, right? Or your Pokemon, whatever. So that's also pretty interesting. So with Sprigatito, for example, here, we have one of the strongest abilities in the game. So we have Magician, and then we have Reduced Cost. So what Magician does is, whenever you use a Pokemon move, specifically an offensive one, I believe, this will steal an item, which is really strong in Pokerogue because items stack. You can have as many items as you can hold, right? And that amount is pretty high. So, for example, if we have Sprigatito here, we would probably want maybe a Miracle Seed. Miracle Seeds stack up to 99, and every single Miracle Seed gives you plus 20% damage, so that is going to be close to plus, let's see, 20,000 or something? 2,000? Wait. What? Yeah, so something ridiculous like that, right? 2,000, 20,000, right? Like, extra damage on your grass type moves. But even on like a smaller scale, if we just get like 5 Miracle Seeds, we're just popping off because we do like double damage on our grass type moves, and then they're like stab. And then you can get stuff like calcium to increase your attack more, and then there's like Soul Dew, which depending on your nature can make you deal even more damage, so this really racks up pretty fast, and it goes pretty hard, right? And reducing cost of course, will let you bring like more broken Pokemon overall into your run, so a thing I would consider doing is like, for example, the Scraggy is a 3 cost. If I lower the cost to 1, right? If I were to do that, I'd be able to bring like more mons and just simply have this kind of benched, and I can just use it for luck. Also worth mentioning, I guess, is like the fusion mechanic. You retain the luck with your fused mons, right? So it saves space. So with Whalmer and Scraggy, as you could see like earlier in that, well, actually, was it there? Yeah, I think it was, right? The fused run, we have like Skrelord, which is just a fusion of Wailord and Scrafty, which are the evolved forms of Scraggy and Wailord. So that is pretty interesting, I guess, right? So I think this is a lot of the basics here. So yeah, I guess we'll probably end the video here, and if there are any questions you guys might have about the game, uh, feel free to ask in the comments below. And of course, this is just a browser game, so it's pretty easy to pick up and play, and it's pretty accessible, which is another thing that I kind of like about the game. So yeah, I haven't played Pokemon in like a decent amount of time. If you look at my channel, the last time I played on here specifically was that like Pokemon Uranium Nuzlocke I didn't get to finish, and the reason being is because I kind of like lost the data on that, so I can't really continue that run. I could technically try again from the start, but it's kind of annoying. One of the really annoying things that happened to me on that run is there was a Pokemon I didn't know that had Arena Trap, so I just lost a Magikarp like to that because I was trying to switch train it. So yeah, that was pretty damn unfortunate. Although I did get like a replacement Magikarp later, so that's a thing, I guess. Well, yeah, I guess I'll leave the link in the description below if you guys want, or also maybe the pinned comment. Well, whatever. I guess worth mentioning is the only official domain is Pokerogue.net. There's like a Pokerogue.org, Pokerogue.io, and those I don't know much about those sites, but uh, it's not this one, right? And those are essentially like probably going to be clones or just non-official versions. So yeah. Well, I mean, this is essentially the OG Pokerogue, I guess. So yeah, I'll leave the description, the link in the description below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.